and maybe one other driver who, despite not competing in a single Winston Cup event this year, has to consider himself already a lucky winner. If you're not familiar with the story, let's turn back the clock to NASCAR's Craftsman Truck Series race in Daytona on February 18th of this year, when 50-year-old Geoffrey Bodine survived an accident that many said appeared unsurvivable. Despite shattered sheet metal and broken bones, his spirit and resolve remained intact. Tonight, that spirit and a special kind of courage has Geoffrey Bodine back in a Winston Cup car. And not just to compete, as his fourth starting spot proves, he's here to win. And considering the odds he's beaten in the last 11 weeks, I wouldn't dare bet against him.
Pontiac Excitement 400 is on. To the lead, leaving Mike Skinner and Steve Park to battle for second. And all of his success here at Richmond International Raceway, Rusty Wallace did not win a lap in 1999, but he's led the first here in 2000 as the battle rages on for second.
Neither of those Chevrolet drivers want to give up. They'd like to get up there to see if they can challenge Rusty Wallace. Might be slowing them down a little bit running side by side so they don't get the full. Whoa. Mike Skinner got loose coming off that corner. Did a good job of straightening it out. Of course, it allowed Steve Park to go up there in second place. Also allowed Geoffrey Bodine to move up on the inside of Mike Skinner. Mike Skinner had a similar situation with that last week in California. He's running side by side with the car, too. He's on the pole there and then dropped back, but he came back pretty quick.
This Spark coming up beneath the safety car, the Power Team car. When he goes down the corner, it looks like the car is bottoming out.
Geoffrey passed Mike Skinner in his first competitive pass of the year 2000 in the Winston Cup Series. And there's also Geoffrey Bodine, who was able to get by Dale Earnhardt Jr. a few laps ago, but put Geoffrey in fifth.
Boy, look at the right front rotor on Geoffrey Bodine's car. That's that red hot I was talking about. Ricky Craven a little bit loose off turn 2.
Bodine will try to take advantage of that wiggle.
So difficult to pass down the other side. Just get the traction off the corners. And of course, when you're down on the inside, the full line around the racetrack is taken away. Is that Geoffrey Bodine has moved around Tony Stewart and has moved up into third place. There's Tony in the car number 20. There's Geoffrey. And he is closing the gap on the leader while they're caught up in that traffic running side by side back there. Geoffrey Bodine was about 4 seconds behind. He's now 1 3/4 seconds behind. Let's see if Mike Skinner can beat that.
Oh, I think he did.
Well, the pits are closed, and here's Geoffrey Bodine coming down pit road. That's going to be a costly mistake for him.
Now, he should have stopped.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he'd been better off to stop while he was in there. Now, they didn't do anything to the car. I think they realized the mistake that they made, but he's going to go all the way to the end of the line.
Wow. He has to sit there until the entire field comes around. Bill Weber?
Yeah, no, this will be interesting because remember, Dale Jarrett came down pit road once before and didn't stop and still receive the penalty. But the flag here is very hard to see. In fact, Skinner had just told his crew, make sure you tell me when pit road's open because I can't see it. Obviously, Geoff Bodine pitted too soon.
Geoffrey Bodine, who was running third but entered pit road when it was closed, has dropped all the way back to 31st position, the last car on the lead lap.
And he was penalized for entering the pit road without it being open. And his penalty at the end of the longest line, which made him start back to 31st. Last car on the lead lap.
Geoffrey Geoffrey Bodine, who, remember, restarted in the 31st position. The last car on the lead lap has worked his way up to 20th. So Geoffrey's given his Power Team Chevy a good ride tonight.
Since the restart, we see he started fourth initially, but after the restart, he was 31st on lap 125. And here we are 34 laps later. He's in 20th position and about to take over 19th, trying to.
Robert Presley in car number 77. See Matt Kenseth there behind him. Car number 17 has already passed him. I'll tell you, that's a real testament, not only to the race car, having a good race car, but to Geoffrey Bodine. His first race back after that long recuperation period. It's impressive.
That's kind of why I asked you guys if you had ever had a long period, because you would think that the adrenaline just builds up to the point where you can hardly stand it. And when you do get in the car, you want to give your best showing.
Well, Geoff Bodine got a big break because his return was in a night race, but basically he's not going to be able to go to the distance. They've got Todd Bodine here. They want to make a driver change. They were going to try and do it now because they thought they'd have enough time, and they are going to go ahead and do it now. But the problem is the field just got one to go. They told Geoff, go ahead and stay out, but the problem was he'd already loosened his belts. So Geoff Bodine will be pulled out of this race car. Todd Bodine will climb in. The goal was to try and do this all under caution. Apparently that's not going to be able to happen because the field should get the green next time by. Again, this is Geoffrey Bodine's return to Winston Cup racing. His first Winston Cup race of the year, his first race of any type since that spectacular crash in the truck race at Daytona. Todd Bodine in the car, the crewmen trying to get him belted in, but the green is out and they will lose at least one lap, probably more.
It was an impressive return to racing, though, for Geoffrey Bodine, who gave that car a very, very good run while he was in it. But Brother Todd now takes over, and
That's a good look for you. You're a tough young man. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I just thank God I'm back. You know, I'm sorry I didn't make the whole race. I really felt in my heart I was going to have trouble tonight. It's so hot and humid. And I really wanted to drive California last week to prepare me for this. This is a much tougher track than California, but we came here, we qualified really good. We were running good. I made a few rookie mistakes. I stalled the car leaving the pits. Then I came in the pits when they weren't open. Nobody told me that it wasn't open. But even at that time, I knew it was going to be tough to finish. But I saw that Todd had trouble. I'll tell you, there's no one I'd rather have in the car than Todd right now. He's my little brother, and I love him, and he's doing a great job.
We'll see you at Charlotte.
I bet you will.
he sure is doing a great job.
You know, I told you that he had lost a couple of laps to the driver change. And in front of Rusty Wallace, I said he'll probably go 3 laps down. That's not the case, isn't it?
No, he's just driven away from Rusty Wallace. He has gained a good third of a lap on Rusty since he came out of the pits. He's the fastest car on the racetrack, no question.
2 laps down in 32nd position. Todd crashed earlier in his Joe Falk car, and so he drives relief now for his brother.
Here's Todd Bodine in that car number 60. He was fast. He was one of the fastest cars on the track. He would like to get in front of Rusty Wallace and get one of those laps back. He is 2 down. 28th position right now.
And, boy, he's got a good run, doesn't he?
That car gets back coming off the low side of the racetrack.
Nice save, Todd.
All right, good job.
You know,
That was a great job.
It sure was.
all that momentum lost, though.
And Tony got They've got 2 cars fast now to get to this.
I think when he does that you get that right rear really warm. Ray Evernham was telling me in California, when you do that, you get the right rear really warm. It takes a few laps to get back to its normal temperature and start getting the grip it did beforehand.
Here's Todd Bodine in the car number 60 trying to get a lap back. He did come in and make a pit stop and put on 4 new tires. Wallace is right in front of Dale Earnhardt there, so he's back on the lead lap. He is in 25th position, but almost a lap down.
Todd Bodine, the Power Team car, has driven away from this group.
He could catch a caution now. They get one of those laps back and do that all over again. He could have a shot at this thing. And look at Todd Bodine. He's about to get that lap back. He's down on the inside of Tony Stewart as we watch this battle between Dale Earnhardt and Ricky Rudd. But there's that 60 car passing the leader.
You're clear, man. Way to go.
And he is back on the lead lap. Todd Bodine in relief from Geoffrey. 2 laps down, but now he's right back on the lead lap.
And that's how he lost the 2 laps was in the driver change.
In fact, he was almost 3 laps down. Rusty Wallace was only a half a dozen car lengths behind him when he came out of the pits. He drove away. Rusty was leading the race at that time, and he just drove away from Rusty. And I suspect he'll drive away from Tony Stewart. It looks like he's going to.
Todd Bodine back on the lead lap. Not only that, but he is in the battle for the 12th position here with Matt Kenseth and Geoff Gordon.
Restarted 17th, so he's picking them off.
He was 2 and, in fact, almost 3 laps down at one point, caused by the driver change when Geoffrey got out of the car, giving it to Todd, who had crashed earlier in the race. Jerry?
And guys, there's more to the story. Because of the back brace that Geoffrey Bodine wears, he was actually pushed forward in the seat so Geoffrey Bodine could reach the pedals. When he got out and Todd got in, he could not reach the pedals to push him all the way down. They had to go find padding, and they have finally put padding behind Todd Bodine. So now he can mash the pedals all the way down. This car has run so well. Imagine not being able to give it everything you got. Now you can reach everything, so he will definitely be a factor here in these final laps.
He's going to pick up a lot of positions, getting one more now from Geoff Gordon. Now that 33 car, there is the lap down. Go check. He's in 23rd position. And Tony Stewart right on his back bumper.
Stewart has moved up from 22nd to 14th now. And trying to take 13th from Geoff Gordon. But the laps are winding down. Just 17 to go.
Everybody going 1/100th of a second on Dale Earnhardt Jr. that last lap. And pulling away from Dale Jarrett just a little bit each lap. Maybe 2 or 300ths of a second. But Perry Labonte is definitely gaining as we watch this battle back on the pack.
Tony Stewart drives on the inside of Todd Bodine. That Home Depot Pontiac has been so good all evening.
Terry Labonte picked up 0.15 of a second that last lap as we continue to watch this battle back in the pack. Tony Stewart picking up that 12th position.
Bonnie's going to have to make the move. He looks inside in turns 3 and 4. And he's not going to be able to do it at Richmond International Raceway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins his 2nd NASCAR Winston Cup race. And side-by-side battles here all over the place. That's the battle for 10th that's taken by Dale Earnhardt. Steve Park is going to finish 11th and Ken Schrader 12th.